Hello guys, and welcome to this video where I want to show you how to quickly configure ELK locally, fast and successfully. Um, in order to make your Springboot application send logs to stack to Logstash, and then process them through Elasticsearch and further evaluate it or analyze them with Kibana. The reason I decided to record this video is because despite you can find a lot of documents and videos in the web, so neither of them were sufficient to make me quickly and happily locally do that without configuring some security things with Kibana and uh, Elasticsearch. So I will show you how to install and set up all of these components without painfully having to configure any security things between them. Okay, so I already created this repo where you can find the Springboot project. This is a very little project where we only have one controller that will send um, logs to Logstash. So this is a short project, short Springboot 3 project. And this in the README, you will find all of the documentation that you will need in order to successfully configure all of this. Okay, so let's start with the first step, which is start up Elasticsearch. Before all of this, you will need to download manually Elasticsearch, Kibana, and Logstash. Okay, so you can, let's say, go here to Google and say like Elasticsearch download. This is pretty easy. You will find it pretty easy to accomplish. And please go through the option that best suit for your machine. The one worked for me, and I will start to download it manually. The second one is Kibana. The same way, you can just Google it and find the one that worked for you. And I will manually download it here. And the third one is Logstash. Okay, so let's download it here. Save. When you have the zip or the tar in your machine, so you can just unzip it or uncompress them. Let's start with Elasticsearch and then with Kibana and finally with Logstash in the order that you prefer. And if we start with Elasticsearch, so here in uh, the configuration file, you will find a you will find an Elasticsearch YAML. So as you can see here, this is just 83 lines, so it's okay. So now for just running Elasticsearch locally, so you can go here and just double click it. Let's start with this. 1 second, I will stop my previous instance and let's do it again. Okay, so I will double click it or open it and you will see what will happen. Okay, so this will read that Elasticsearch YAML file and will put some of the configurations in order to integrate with Kibana. So meanwhile, we can do the same with Logstash. Just let's open it. Give me 1 second. Let's open Logstash and you can give me 1 second. I will approve this one and just disallow anyway. Okay. And now we can just do something similar with Logstash. Okay, so let's open a terminal and let's do something like bin and just list the Logstash. And here in Logstash we need to state which will be the configuration that we want to pass as part of the execution. So let's say that config, I already have that I guess that we already have the configuration in place. So this is logstash sample, okay, conf, something like logstash sample conf, okay. So, okay, so far so good. So this will start. Let's see what about Elasticsearch. So far so good. Okay, so the first time you execute Elasticsearch, so you will have all of these security things like the user and the password that you need to configure Kibana. Okay, and finally, let's move to Kibana. Okay, so we already set up Elasticsearch, Logstash, and finally, let's move to Kibana. Okay, so let's do something similar. Let's go just here to Kibana and open terminal and something like dot bin Kibana, right? So far, so good. So now let's give them some minutes in order to make this work. It will start. And so let's see for Elasticsearch what just happened here. As you can see, we previously we had only 83 lines, and just as part of the execution, these lines were added. Okay, so all of these lines that were added in the last part of the document is about security. Okay, so they will enable the security and all of the all the stuff that needs to be set up in order to make the integration with Kibana. So now you have the link for Kibana. Kibana is already up, and let's open it. Okay, open link, and as you see, the first thing that you get this is pass the enrollment token that is part of the, as you can see in the Elasticsearch configuration, it's supposed that you need to pass this. But if you try this, or that's what was happening to me, I tried this a lot of times in a lot of way, but it was practically or basically impossible. And this became a big problem because I just needed to set up quickly something in order to show or to test how to send logs from Springboot. And as you can see, this take a lot, take too long, and it's not successful. Okay, so the first trick is that we need to tell to Elasticsearch that we don't want to use the security thing. So just pass it false and enrollment false, and that should be okay, right? So now if you go back here, and we need to stop Elasticsearch, and let's do it again. So now if you go back to Elasticsearch and just open again the Elasticsearch, so now this should work seamlessly with Kibana. Okay, so let's give it some seconds and just let them some seconds. Okay, open, yes. And let's see that everything looks fine over here. Okay, so far so good. And I think that we are almost done. Give it 1 second. 1 second. And okay, started. So let's go back here. And okay, it looks like it's not working. Give me 1 second. I will restart Kibana. Okay, restart. Or let's stop them. Let's stop Kibana and just let's start it again. Okay, run it again. And as you will see, we don't need anymore, to pass any enrollment tokens or any security configuration. So this make the process quickly and easy to integrate locally when just want to give it a try pretty quick. Okay, this, as you can see, Elasticsearch is also having some activity here. And let's see if we have the URL in order to go to Kibana again. And let's see. linking policy. Let's wait for some seconds. And I think that should be enough. Let's see. And there you go. So as you can see, we could configure without the security thing, Elasticsearch and Kibana. Okay, so this is the first thing. The first thing. Okay, so up. We started up Elasticsearch, configure, disable the security things. Then we started up Kibana with the security disabled. And now we need to configure Logstash in order to receive the springboot logs. Okay, so this is the third step. And we already have this Logstash sample being, being passed as part of the execution, as you could see previously. And now we need to take our springboot project and say that, that we need to send our logs uh, to Logstash. Okay, so this is the project that I already developed for this test, and I have this simple log back spring. So basically, what this file is doing is telling Spring to send through TCP socket appender all of the logs to this destination. This is the the URL for our Logstash server. Okay, so if we can go back here, we can just look through the port, and as you can see, this is listening to the 5044 port. Okay, basically what we are doing here is telling, hey, we want to send, as part, beside mm, the console log, we want to send the logs as well for Logstash via TCP. Okay, and and as I said previously, this is a pretty short project, just with one controller that will just log some domain information here in order to to see them work through Kibana, right? So far so good. Okay, so now let's see what the like you said. Let's go back to our. So okay, so now we need to make some change in our Logstash sample, because we need to tell Logstash that be prepared to receive our logs via TCP, and we need to connect our Logstash instance with the Elasticsearch server, okay, which is running through the port 9200. Okay, and this is the password that you will receive as part of the execution of your Elasticsearch that you were having initially. Okay, so if you can go back, I think that we lost our. Oh, I think that we don't need that actually, because we disable all of the security stuff. So let's just try it that way. Okay, so let's go to our Logstash files. Let's go to config and let's open our sample. Okay. Oh, I think that this will not be what we want to accomplish. So let's say that we want to open with that we wanted to open with Visual Studio Code. There you go. Okay, so this is the basic configuration. So let's go back to our sample here, and just let's copy and paste this. This is, you can look through internet and find more information, but this is basically what makes this work for Kibana. Okay, so let's go back here and just let's paste this, and now let's restart our Logstash instance. Okay, so here, give me 1 second. And now let's see if this is working. Give me 1 second. Okay, there you go. So let's start running our Logstash server and just pass the configuration that we already edited. Okay, 1 second. This is actually running again. And going back to our Kibana instance, so we don't have information here, so let's just update it, and so far so good. And let's wait this for running. I think that this is running. Okay, so now let's go to our Spring Boot project. This is, as I previously said, this is pretty simple. And just let's run through Maven. Okay, I recommend you deploy your application with Maven. Okay, Spring Boot and run. Okay, so let's go back to our, as you can see here in Logstash, you have seen some activity here, right? And that what that's mean is that we already have our Spring Boot application connected or sending logs to Logstash, further being processed by Elasticsearch. And furthermore, we should be able to see it through here in Kibana. So let's see, let's go back to, or let's move to our integration. Give me 1 second, add integration, and let's see that we need to integrate our Kibana with Logstash. Just let them 1 second, and you can look here just for Logstash. This is taking a little bit, because this is just locally running in my machine. So let's give it 1 second. 1 second. It looks like it's taking too much. 1 second. Here we go. Come on, move. It's taking too long. And just let's to click here. And as you can see, there we go. We already have our logs from our Spring Boot application. So how can we test this? So as I say, we have a test controller which is sending just this kind of dummy logs. So just let's click on it, and let's see our Kibana instance should show our, there we go. Okay, and that way, guys, that was the quickest way that I found to configure locally quickly and successfully ELK with Spring Boot, guys. So I hope this video could be of interest and to be helpful for you. And yeah, so thank you for watching.